Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, The Truth About God. My name is Erica, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. If you've been with me a while, welcome back. What's up? All right. I hope y'all been having a good week, and I hope everything's okay in your lives and in your families and your finances and all the things that concern you. I pray that everything's well in your life. And I'm doing all right. I cannot complain. And yeah, I want to talk to y'all today about the joy of finding your calling, all right? Knowing where you're supposed to be, what you're supposed to be doing in the kingdom, what you're supposed to be doing in your life, not being confused or uh, anxious about it anymore. Like what you're just supposed to do in general, So I'm going to be sharing my story with y'all today, kind of how I ended up here, right? Before I knew that ministry was my purpose in life, I would seek after careers and paths and just doing things that people said that I should be doing because I was good at it. And I was good at it. God has given me skill. He's blessed the work of my hands, I should say. He's blessed the work of my hands. So, and I'm not capping, I'm just saying it is the truth. There are a lot of things that God has blessed me to be able to do and do pretty well, but they were, I could, how sometimes you can do something, but you shouldn't necessarily be doing it. Like maybe you can cook really well. And everybody tells you show up in a restaurant, but you don't have any passion for it. So even though you're really good at it, you're not necessarily invested in it, all right? And let me give you the first scripture reference before I get too far ahead of myself. It is Matthew chapter 5, verse 14 through 16. You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor do people light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on a stand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father who is in heaven. All right? God expects us and wants us to shine, maybe not in the same way that the world says, I'm shining on y'all, but he wants us to shine. He wants us not to be hidden. He wants what he put inside of us to shine bright in the world for his glory. And honestly, at that point in my life, and sometimes even now, I struggle with wanting to be hidden, wanting to hide, wanting to retreat away from people, not wanting to be seen. So when God first started talking to me about my path in life and what he wanted me to do, it was really challenging for me to be okay being here in front of this camera, talking to people, being known, being noticed, or just out there like that. It was challenging. But if you're dealing with that today and God has called you to something, he's called you to a purpose that maybe is a lot bigger than what you would have even considered for yourself, step out on faith. Just step out. All right, just stick your big toe out the door a little bit. God will help you in, even as you're taking the teensiest, tiniest steps. And I know that because he did it for me. It took years. God's been talking to me about doing a YouTube channel since 2016, 2017, all right? Preparing me even that time. It's 2020 now, all right? So if you're in this path and you're still feeling a little, God will prepare you and he'll move you in the direction where you need to be. But you do have to say yes, all right? So, like I said, God blessed me with a lot of gifts and skill with my hands, but those things that I was good at, I didn't, even though I tried it, it was never, nothing ever stuck, nothing ever lasted, And I just really didn't know what to do with my life at that time. And I would see other people seeming like they had all their right stuff together and they knew what to do and where to go, and they had direction. And my husband in particular, you know, he's a very driven guy, and he has like so many degrees, and so he was accomplishing all these things, and I just felt like, Lord, where's my thing? You know, what am I supposed to be doing? Because the things that I was doing it just so I could feel like I was going forward and making progress in my life, when I still didn't have a desire for it. I didn't have a passion for it. You know, I was pretty much just doing it to say I did it so I wouldn't feel even more guilty because I didn't have nothing going on, you know? So it really drained on me. It made me feel sad. It made me feel depressed, and I felt like I didn't have anything myself, because I wanted to have something too. Like, I wanted to have something going on, and my friends, you know, were accomplishing things, these accomplished women, and I just felt like it's not enough. You know, whatever I had going on at that time, it just wasn't enough, you know. So when I began to draw nearer to God, and nearer to him, and nearer to him, and nearer to him, he showed me who I was, and started talking to me about what he wanted me to do and what he put inside of me. And like I said, 2016, 2017, God was talking to me about these things. And if you don't journal, if you don't write things down now, you should really start doing that, because when I go back and look at the conversations that I had with God and what he was saying back to me, he was really talking to me about today. And at that moment, I couldn't see it. I could not see in myself what he seen and what he was preparing me for. But when I go look back at those journals, the path was just right in front of me. But hindsight being what it is, you know, you can't see it all. You know, God doesn't give it to us all just right there, just dump it in your lap. This is what it's going to be, and this is what it's going to look like. You know, you have to be willing to journey with him. You know, some for us who struggle with impatience, you know, journeying with him was a little difficult in that process at the beginning. But if you get in it, if you just stay in the boat, you know, get in the boat, stay in the boat, you know, God will reveal some things to you about yourself that will really blow your mind, honestly. He showed me who I was, what my purpose in his kingdom was, and I rejected it at first. I was like, excuse me, I just want to go over here and serve in the children's ministry with these little babies, and I just want to sit in here in this room. And like I said, I had a problem, you know, I struggled then and sometimes now with being seen. So when God was talking to me about stepping out, that was a challenge. That was a real challenge, and I just wanted to be closed off and, you know, hidden. And it's crazy to even say that, because even though that's what I wanted, my spirit was yearning for something else, you know, because it was what he put inside of me, was just there. But even still, I pushed it back at first. I said, no, Lord, that's not for me. Here, let me push that right on back to you. That's not for me, okay? And I just couldn't see myself that way yet. So if you're struggling with that today, ask God to give you the vision of you. Ask him to show you who you are, because sometimes he needs to just show us who we are. And when I started asking God that and I started praying like that, he sent me people who could see me. If you don't have anybody around you today who can see you, for real, you need some new people, all right? Because everybody around you should be encouraging you and pushing you towards God and towards whatever he's called you to do, and encouraging you in that. And if you are surrounded by people like, no, you can't do that. Who told you that? Ain't in you. Nah, you do this. You know, you need some new people, for real. And God will send you those people, because he did it for me, calling me things that I never considered calling myself before. And pastor, like, I wasn't even gonna say it, and the Lord say it, gonna say it, and they did. Just like, not so formal, you know, like how they were saying it, but it just, I needed it along my journey to keep it. God was just kept pulling me into him and into where I'm going. Because I'm telling you, it was just something totally different than what I expected God to reveal. Honestly, I just wasn't there. And I couldn't see myself like that, and I just really could not believe all of what God told me was hidden in me. I couldn't believe it, you know. So let me give you the next scripture reference. It is, amen, 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 17. All right. Only let each person lead the life that the Lord has assigned to him and to which God has called him. This is my rule in all the churches. All right. Whatever God's called you to do, whatever you've been created to do, I should say. All right. That's the life that you need to lead. That's the life that God has assigned you to. Because anything else is really just, is not going to be a fit. You're going to be wiggling around and you're kind of forcing yourself to get comfortable in a space that you don't really belong. You know, live the life that God has assigned you to live, even if it's different than what you visioned for yourself. You'll fit there. All right. I'm learning that. I learned that. I'm still learning it even more every day to get comfortable in where God has assigned me to be, because anywhere else I'm not going to thrive anyway. Now I may have some success, but the fulfillment, the peace, the contentment, all the things that come from being in God's order, in his will, I'll be missing out on that, right? So truth is, everything that I'm doing now that you see me doing today, I've been operating in it in my whole life. Encouraging people, praying for folks, doing these types of things. I've been doing this my whole life. It's not foreign, just the media is different. The way that I'm doing it is different. And that was scary. It still is at times, but I'm here and I'm doing it, and God is holding my hand every step of the way. So especially in this climate, and I don't know who needs to hear this. If you're feeling today like your voice won't matter in what's going on in our social and economical climate, that's not true. If you have something to say and God put it inside of you and you're feeling today like it's just me, no one's going to listen to me, everybody else is already speaking out, there's enough people out there protesting, everybody else is doing it. No, nobody is doing what you're supposed to be doing. Nobody's doing what God created you to do. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's singing the songs that God put in your heart for you to sing. Nobody's writing the words that God put in your spirit to write. Now, no one's doing you. No one's out here being you. The only person who can get out here and be you is you. All right? Your voice is still needed. Your voice still counts. Your voice still matters. In whatever way God has given you to use your voice, you need to do that, because that's what you're called to do, all right, in the kingdom. I need you, all right? I'm missing out on something every time, every day that goes past that you are not believing God and walking in what he created you to do. I'm suffering because of it. Your family is suffering. Your friends are suffering. The kingdom is suffering because you don't see it in yourself yet. Ask God to show you you. You don't know you. You don't know you like you think you know you, okay? Ask God to show you who you are. I guarantee you, you'll be amazed. Amazed, all right? So that leads me to think about Cheer. I know everybody got Netflix. The show on Netflix called Cheer, that coach and how she was with her kids and how she nurtured them and drove them and pushed them, the way that she was, it was already there. It was already there. God just used it in a way that was totally different than what she expected. That woman thought she was going to be on Wall Street somewhere. She in a small town in Texas, encouraging his children, giving them a different view of themselves, new experiences that are going to carry them to do the things that God created them to do in their life, because she was there, positioned, and went exactly at that moment that he told her to bless all the kids that she's been able to bless by the power of the Holy Spirit. You need to do that too. You need to do that too. Whatever that is for you, all right? What you are doing right now may be what you've always done and what you would do for free, all right? Coming into your calling doesn't mean riches, fame, money. It doesn't mean that, all right? It just doesn't mean that. And because calling isn't limited to money. Just because you have a calling doesn't mean you might get the big bucks. I'm just gonna be honest with you about that. And I don't know what God has for you. You know, I'm just saying, if you're thinking of it like, okay, I'm about to get paid, I'm about to get the squat. I don't know if it's gonna work out like that for you. I can't call it for you, bro. You know, I don't know. You know, sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. I'm assuming, you know, but it's still worth it. It's still valid. And I have personally never met a person who was operating in their calling, their gift, the whatever the thing is that God put in their heart. I've never met a person who was operating in that, who wasn't truly operating in that, and that they were miserable. I've never met a person who was operating in their gift, in their talent, you know, and then they were miserable, whether they were rich or not. All right, the money didn't matter. They were content. They were content. All right, and it's something to be content. Don't take that for granted. It's a big deal. Contentment is important. All right. I don't want this video to go too long. All right. I'm looking at the time and I already did. So what? You needed it. Okay. I hope this video blessed you and motivated you, encouraged you and motivated you, you know, to get behind yourself, to start doing what God's called you to do, all right? I always talk about this, and it's so close to my heart. You have a purpose, you have a calling, you have a path. God has a plan for you in this world. There's something for you to do here. Someone needs you. Get after it, okay? And this video, you know, did anything for you, anything, please like, subscribe, and comment below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.